Big Ten basketball presented by U.S. Cellular. A battle of a couple teams in the midst of challenging seasons. Northwestern taking on Minnesota. Lineups, you mentioned it, the Gophers without the reigning Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year, Reggie Lynch, suspended indefinitely. More on that in a bit. Also without the injured Amir Coffey. The Cats will start Aaron Falzone for the first time in 4 games. They'll bring energy guy Gavin Skelly off the bench. So we are ready to go. Northwestern and Minnesota. The Cats have won 5 of the last 7 between these two, although Minnesota won the only meeting a year ago. The opening tip is controlled by the Gophers. Dupree McBrayer has it. Dupree McBrayer penetrates. Got it up on the rim. Pardon the rebound for Northwestern. Here comes McIntosh.
Ari Kanate for getting out there and just stretching Bryant McIntosh out.
And near turnover, and they did turn it over. McIntosh now.
Confidence on the defensive end.
There's Pardon with the spin move, and he trapped. Hurt. Off glass doesn't go. Tipped around. And Kanate had it knocked away. Northwestern comes out of there with it. So Minnesota still struggling on the run, looking to take the lead back. Vic Law left it way short. Loose ball, and on the alternate possession, it would go to Northwestern. Let's see what they call here. I believe they have called the held ball. And it is indeed. So Northwestern will have it when we come back. Tie game. High school games at St. Raymond's in the Bronx. Nice feed inside Parton, and he will go to the stripe. Minnesota can ill afford. That is 2 fouls now on Murphy as Parton misses the free throw, and Murphy will have to take a seat. So you want to talk about things going from bad to worse for Richard Pitino in terms of the depletion of his roster. Murphy off to the incredible start, first in the Big Ten in rebounding and second in scoring. Hard missing both free throws. So in this game, Jordan Murphy of Minnesota on the bench with 2 fouls. Of course, Murphy's second in the Big Ten in scoring, and the leading rebounders had a double-double in every game this year. Jordan Ash training the 3. First 3 points for Jordan Ash is 10. Here's Skelly getting it to McIntosh. Approaching the halfway point in the first half. McIntosh alley-oop to Dererk Pardon. The Gophers take a timeout as Northwestern gets their first points in the paint in this entire game.
Dave, this is something we haven't seen much of. Bryant McIntosh be able to get inside the paint, and Richard Pitino said you can't commit to the ball. He's just going to look you off as if he's shooting and drop it down for a dunk. And these are the things that you need to get yourself going if you're Northwestern. For Minnesota, it's going to be tough because you're depleted, particularly in the front court.
Out for the season. Here's Mason. Looked like he had a foot on the line. Doesn't go, and Pardon snatches the board. Nice feed for Pardon. Blocked. Beautiful block by McBrayer on the other end. And Pardon the rebound. How about Gaston Jeju? That was a clean block. That was serious.
I mean, Pardon had ill intentions.
No one's blocking that one off the beautiful feed. Dererk Pardon now with 4.
It all comes back to they're trying to make you uncomfortable.
Be disruptive, which is certainly what they've done. Washington, tough shot. And Pardon snares down his 7th board of the game. Now inside Pardon. And a back down Fitzgerald goes to the lefty hook that rolls out.
It's been frustrating. There's no rhythm in the game on the offensive side of the floor for Minnesota.
There's Pardon working on Murphy. Got him in the air. And gets it to go. 6 points for Dererk Pardon. Northwestern up by 18. Here's Pardon trying to back his way in and gets the roll and draws the foul. Gaston Jeju picking up his first.
I'm not sure how you let him turn back to that right shoulder. Look, you scout, you've got to beat there. How do you let him turn back to the right shoulder and get a shot up? Force him down on the baseline, force him to go through you and use that right hand. Those are the things that drive coaches crazy because you almost don't even have to say it. Yo, you know he likes to go left, right? Don't let him do that. Don't let him turn to the paint.
And again, I think it's fair to mention, Gaston Jeju is not a guy who plays a whole lot. Jelly roll, Hundreds of thousands of social media followers.
It's hilarious, man.
I mean,
for Northwestern, they really are dialed in.
Shot clock at 5. Murphy works his way in, and Pardon bumped him.
That's something else you've got to do. You've got to attack quickly. I mean, look at the communication. By communication, it's pointing fingers. It's being aware of where the ball's at. Cutter comes through. You're calling it out. You're trading off. It's not an easy defense.
There's Murphy. Working in on McIntyre. Murphy tried to make up for lost time. Misses that one, and Gaines tracks down the board for the Wildcats. Dererk Pardon went down hard for Northwestern. Looks like he will be okay. Working in on foul zone. Not there. Tipped around. McIntosh has it. He's got Lindsay with him. McIntosh to Lindsay. Lays it in. 14 for Scotty Lindsay.
It's a big day.
It's 4 is company there. Here's McIntosh. Left that one short. Pardon gets the offensive glass. Now McIntosh, the floater. That doesn't go either. And then a foul, I believe, going over the back on the Wildcats. So you know what? Win a couple games here. Huge week for us. We could get to 3-3. And all of a sudden, you're right in the mix. I mean, once you get past the top few in this league, it's pretty wide open.
There's going to be a lot of teams at 3-3 in the near future. It's just the way it goes in this conference. You saw Rutgers, too. 2 games. Again,
Minnesota's already offered him. He recently picked up an offer from Kentucky as well. So that's going to be a recruiting battle. Richards both with 4 for the Gophers, and they need those guys to try to climb back in this game as Pardon is fouled. Good free throw shooter to the line, but he hits that one. For a guy who last year was in the 50s as a free throw shooter, was pretty remarkable accomplishment. He's got a little bit better. There's McIntosh to Pardon. The 12th assist of the game for Bryant McIntosh.
Chris Collins just came over there and foul zone saying, get out of the way, get out of the way. They knew they had this play. They're not dropping on the backside like they have been. Just too easy. Only a second field goal in the last 9 minutes for Northwestern, though. Stone or Skelly sitting out there.
Fitzgerald had it blocked by Pardon. And the loose ball goes to foul zone. Here's Law. Rims out. And a foul on the rebound.
Foul trouble, and that's just being ahead of the play. The first half, they were good. They dictated what Minnesota did offensively, but I think Minnesota made some adjustments that forced Northwestern to chase the play a bit, get them into some early foul trouble.
Pardon hits the first free throw, a dozen for Dererk Pardon. And Chris Collins just calls him his lunch pail guy. Just brings it every game.
He's really improved. I mean, he improved his body in the first year. You know, Chris Collins said against that when everyone thought Chris Collins was crazy for keeping him on the bench.
Well, they were hoping to redshirt him that first year, but Alex Olai got hurt. They pressed into action. Mason had it blocked by Pardon, but the rebound down low. Washington can't hit. It's picked up and in. Feet. And one. So Jordan Murphy will shoot a free throw when we come back, but Minnesota down by 16.
The people that they surround themselves with, and Mark has done a great job bringing good people into the network.
No doubt.
I mean, you know that, and you've been around since day one, but you know, for make shots.
And Pardon with the block.